Oi oi, G-Dog here. We're back with another 2K25 video. Season 2 is here, and I wanted to show you guys the new Evo tiers. So we got Ruby and Amethyst. We're going to level up a bag from Sapphire all the way to Amethyst and show you all the quirks with the new fittings and how they work. So let's dive in. So you can see this is my main bag. I'm actually going to get out of the way for all of this video so you can see all the good stuff. So you can see this is my main bag. Now, we've not leveled up anything here except the mirror ball. Now, if you add 2 Evo tools to your ball, you can get the plus 18 bonus. So at Sapphire level, when it was maxed out, it would do plus 14. It only costs 1 Evo tool to level up a ball, which is very nice. So I've done that twice. We got to Ruby. I'm assuming that did plus 17. And then Amethyst, the top tier for this season, is doing plus 18. Now, I've not leveled up any of these clubs yet. If I were to level up my Sapphire driver to Ruby, let's go click upgrade, and I'll show you what I mean. You can go all the way over to the right, and then you can see that's going to cost us 2 Evo tools to Evo to Ruby. Now, this is up from last season. And it gets a little worse, I'm afraid to say. Now, if you have the limited edition clubs, now the cool quirk with these is when you Evo them, they don't lose their fittings. So, you know, a lot of people use these, or if they see them on the store, they're like, okay, let's pick those up. They don't lose their fittings. I can use them in future seasons, and, you know, I'm always going to be at a little advantage, right? I don't have to spend more on fittings. Well, unfortunately, these limited edition clubs actually take 3 Evo tools to evolve per level. So it's actually not the best play anymore. I think you want to be going for non-special edition clubs and evolving those instead, just because they're going to be cheaper. Now, there are some clubs and balls on the Battle Pass. That's why I'm not going to be leveling these up yet, because there are actually some T100s on the Battle Pass. Now, they come at Ruby tier, and they're also on the free tier, so you can get those even if you don't buy the premium edition. And I believe they're at level 85, so that's going to be what I do. I'm going to wait until I get them, and then I'm going to switch out these Titleist limited edition T100s for some Ruby edition T100s. I don't like that they're literally not even bothering to reskin their clubs now. Like, I paid, I think, around 500 VC for these limited edition clubs. And then they obviously only came at core level. So I had to buy 2 Evo tools to get them to Sapphire. Now, if I want to get them to Amethyst, it's going to cost me another 6 Evo tools. That's too many. So we're just going to wait until we get the Ruby versions on the Battle Pass. And then we're going to level those up and then evolve those to Amethyst. That's going to be the play. Right, so let's get into leveling up clubs. So we're going to level up my Hickory clubs. Now you can see that the power on my driver is plus 20, right? Because at Sapphire tier, each of the fittings is adding plus 4. So we've got 5 power fittings, and that's giving us plus 20. Now if we go back to one of my new clubs, you'll notice that the Amethyst is only adding plus 24. Now, these fittings should be doing plus 6 per tier. Now, why that is, I'll show you. So we're going to level up this Hickory driver. Go on, I'll spend some more Evo tools for you. Now, we will lose these power fittings straight away. So we're going to evolve this. That's 2 Evo tools to do that. Now, we are going to spend some of the level up tokens to make this a little quicker. But yeah, I just want to show you. So I've not actually done this at Ruby. So as you can see, each fitting should be giving us plus 5, right? Now I'm just going to use recovery fittings because I've got like 74 of those. So we can burn through a few of these just to demonstrate what I mean. So the first one we're putting on is doing plus 5. We can see that. And the second one we put on also does plus 5. Now look, the third one we put on is only doing plus 4. So they kind of get progressively worse as you put them on. And look, the fourth one is also only doing plus 4. Interesting, right? And then the last one is also doing +4. So there, as you can see, when we back out, we are getting a total of +22 recovery. And that's because, like we saw, the first two are giving us +5, and then these remaining three are giving us +4. Now we are going to Evo this, and I'm going to show you this does the same thing on Amethyst, and that's why our power only goes up to 24. Right, we will spend a few tokens here. And we are going to put our power fittings on. So if we put the first one on, it'll do +6. And this one actually decreases more quickly. Look, we go straight down to +5 on the second one. And +5 for the third one. And then we'll get 2 lots of +4, which will give us the +24. So if you're looking for just one increase in stats, the maximum we can get this season is +24. Now you can mix up your stats. So I'm going to show you that with my irons here. So typically I have +12 contact and +8 on my swing path, right? And that gets me to a lovely 95 on each, right? So we're going to evolve. We're going to lose these fittings. And we're going to spend some tokens and we're going to evolve again. Well, what we can do now, right, when we get to Amethyst, and yeah, I'm going to burn through some tokens so you can see. So what I can do now is I can put two of each on. So if I go 2 contact, right, so I used to have to put 3 fittings on to acquire +12. So now I can just put 2 on, right? And that's going to give me +11, right? Because the second fitting is going to do +5, like so. And then we wanted swing path, didn't we? So then I can put 2 swing path on. And boom, we're up to 98 swing path. And then I've got 1 extra slot, right, which I could throw. I mean, if I really, really wanted to, we could get our contact to 99, right, by adding another +5. Or we could throw something else on, right? We could, let's see, we could increase our transition a bit, right? Our transition's pretty low at 70, so maybe we throw a +6 transition. Because that first fitting of a fitting type will always do +6. So you could achieve +30 in stats, right? But they'd all have to be different fittings. So you'd have to have like 1 in recovery, 1 in correction, 1 in power, and so on, right? But I think that's a nice way to do a sort of mixed fitting bag, right? We got our swing path to 98. We got our contact back to almost where I had it. It's technically 1 point short. And then we got that extra 6 points in transition. So that's a good upgrade. Whereas like with the driver, where I'm using the same fitting over and over again, I'm not getting that +30, right? Or anywhere near it. I'm only getting that +24. But that's one way you can do it. So we are going to do the same for my wedges. Let's upgrade those. We're going to have Amethyst hickories for the start of the season until I get my Titleist ruby stuff from the clubhouse pass. So we're going to evolve. And we're going to spend 4 tokens. It's like here, I could, if I wanted, we could do that. We could do a full mixed bag and get +30 stats. So let's put 1 on contact. And we'll do 1 on swing path. Right. We could do 1 on shaping. That's going to give us +6. We could do 1 on transition again. That'll give us +6. And then we're going to do 1 on rhythm. So there we're getting the full +30 stats. Now, obviously they're spread over everything. You can't like boost one stat as much, but that's a nice way to do your wedges, maybe, right? And I think this will get better with seasons, right? Like, the more powerful that first stat gets, you know, the better these mixed bags are going to work out for us. So maybe, like, in a couple of seasons' time, the first stat might do, like, +8 or +10, right? And then they'll, you know, decrease as you put more of the same fitting on. But if we can get, like, you know, +10s on all of these, 5, that's going to be a great build. And I do like the balance of it, right? I like that it's a little difficult to boost power, right? I think it's good that we can't just go, you know, straight to +30 power. We might better do that in a few seasons, but that's going to, you know, come at the cost of sacrificing other stat points, right? Because while we're boosting power, it's still going to be getting the decrease from putting the same fittings on, which we could put, you know, in other spots. So I think, you know, Architecture still kind of alive for now, although I do think Tech and Sculptor are the best two. Magician, close third. But yeah, that's been how to level up your clubs to Amethyst and the ways the different fittings work. So let's just go over the Battle Pass, show you the stuff I'm saving for, and the stuff you should be saving for too. Right, so if you've not done this yet, when you come to the new Clubhouse Pass page, you do need to set this one as active. It's Y on Xbox, it'll be triangle, I guess, on PlayStation. And then you can go into Season 2, and it should, if you've got like the Legendary Edition or the, the Members version, where you could get the 5 passes, they should be active at the top here, where it says Premium Pass active. If you are struggling on Steam, double check that you got your DLC active. See here, I should have Premium Season 1 and Season 2. And the Members Pass is also active. That's what gives me the premium versions. But yeah, in Clubhouse Pass, there's a few things to look out for. We do get a Sapphire Ball early on. Pretty good. It's an upgrade for your other characters if you've not, like, you know, upgraded those. Because I think before that, it was only the Gold Emerald Ball. What you get from Career was like the best free one you could get without spending Evo tools. But as we go further, there is another one, a Titleist one, that comes Sapphire. But hang about. We got some wedges that come Sapphire. If we keep going, there are a few Evo tools and stuff, not so, which is good. And yeah, we do get some Sapphire TS3s. I believe they're hybrids. Or woods. Yeah, hybrids, I think. Here we go, though. This is the driver I'm saving for. This is why I'm not upgrading my driver on my Titleist bag. I'm saving for this one. So when we get to level 50, it is a premium tier item. I will be picking this one up and then leveling up this one to Amethyst because that will save me 2 Evo tools, in essence. And then the same thing for the ball. We get a Ruby Callaway ball. That'll be the stock ball for most people. Like all my alt characters will be using that ball. Which is cool. And then if we keep going, we do get some woods, which are Ruby. I'll be not upgrading my woods until then. And I believe at level 85 is the irons. And they are a free tier item, so anyone can get these. And yeah, that's what I'm going to replace my limited edition T100s with when I get to level 85. I'll use my hickories for now. And then we'll do an upgrade later on in the season. And there, we also do get the Titleist Ruby Yellow Ball. So if you want to alternate to that Rose, Callaway Ball, and you don't want to spend Evo tools, there's your other option. So yeah, if you're not so keen on this one, you can use the yellow one. And, like, this is the one you earn in career mode, right? You earn this, I believe, for winning the PGA Championship, is it? Or it might be the FedEx, right? Either way, you get it for free in career and it's not this high level. But we will be getting this one in the Battle Pass. If you have premium, you'll be able to get yourself a Ruby Ball. And then at the very end, we do get a premium putter at Ruby. Now, this is a limited edition, so I don't think I'm going to level this one. I think I'm going to level my normal Scotty, which I bought from the store, and just because this is going to cost more Evo tools to level to Amethyst, and whatever gems we're using next season, right, they're going to cost more Evo tools then. So let's just hop back to the shop and we'll talk about Evo tools and the pricing, because I think I'm happy with the balance of Evo tools. I think they've got that really right. I like what they're doing with you know, if you put the same stat fitting on, it decreases. I think that's a good move. But the problem is the pricing. Now we can finally buy these unlimited, so you can buy the bundle where you get 1 Evo tool and 5 tokens for 1200. You can buy that as many times as you want. Oh, also, while we're here, there's a free store item. You can get this new player background. But if you go to Golf Bag and you go to upgrades, you can buy Evo tools as many as you want for 750 VC. And you can buy tokens for 150 VC. Balls are still the same, 10 per. Now this is good. I didn't like the limit they imposed last season. Like, we could only buy 2 Evo tools a week. We had to buy one on its own and then one in that bundle, and that was the only way to get them. Now, there was another way to get them, the Wednesday wearing in, which suspiciously doesn't give you an Evo tool anymore. So this week in the Wednesday wearing in, they give you 250 BC, which is the third of the cost of an Evo tool, and 1 level up token. So they've took another way to get Evo tools away from us. Now, you can get one from the new challenge mode. If you've not tried that, check out the challenges. You can get one from that. I'm sure there's going to be some in the ranked rewards. That's all well and good. But 750 BC is too much, especially when it takes multiple Evo tools to level up. So if you buy, I'm going to put my camera back on. If you buy 16,000 BC, that's £90 in the UK, or it's $100 in America. That'll buy you 21 Evo tools, which works out at £4.29 each, or $4.76 each. Now, if you want to level up a Sapphire Club to Amethyst, right, you need 4 Evo tools. So that's £17.16 or $19.04. Now, if these clubs are limited edition, right, where they need an extra Evo tool per level, that's now upping the price from taking a gold driver from Sapphire, right, all the way up to Amethyst. That's now £25.74 or $28.56. And that's only if you buy the VC in the largest amount, right? Which is the $100 pack or the £90 pack. That's too much. Now, look, we earn VC in-game. I get that. I totally get that. Like, I've not got a lot right now. I've had to do a bit of spending. But 750 is too much. To earn 750 in-game, that's like 11 society rounds, right? You get 72 VC in a society round. Sure, you might do a daily on the way, right, or 2. All right, call it 9 rounds. So you got to do that. You got to do 18 to get a club to Sapphire, to Ruby, sorry, and then another 18 to get it to Amethyst, and you need to do that 6 or 7 times per bag. Now, there's no way you can do that for multiple archetypes or characters. There's no way. Now, the Ruby clubs and the Clubhouse Pass will help a bit, for sure. They'll save you, 2 Evo tools. But it just means we can never use old clubs anymore, and everyone's got to buy the Clubhouse Pass to get the Ruby stuff. It's the cheapest way to do it. It makes most sense. But, I'd like to get my gold clubs to Amethyst on all my characters, and there's just no way you can do that realistically, right? Especially as they all start core, right? The gold clubs you get for doing the GOAT checklist, right? They all start core, so you've got to spend 2 to get them to Amethyst, and then 3 to get them to Ruby, and then another 3 to get them to Amethyst, sorry. Yeah. 2 to get them to Sapphire. It's just too much, right? We just need to bring down this VC cost. I think it's somewhere between 1 and 200 VC. I think 150 VC would be ideal. 2 rounds per Evo tool, right? Why don't we level up my normal driver, right? That'd take me, 4 or 5 rounds. That doesn't seem too bad to get it to Ruby. And then another 4 or 5 rounds, I'll get it to Amethyst. That seems about the right cadence for me. And then you do that again for all your bag. And I'm sure you get that done, right? Over a certain amount of time. But, like, $19 to level it up is too much right now. It's too much. So hopefully we get either more ways to get Evo tools for free. They've taken out Wednesday Witter, and then sure, we got 1 in this new challenge mode, and we are getting, I know we're getting more of those coming up. Yeah, so if you go to play, challenges, they've added this new challenge mode. And currently it's Quail Hollow. You can do 36 challenges there. We've done all these. These were alright, It was a fun afternoon. But yeah, you can get 1 Evo tool there, and you get a level up token there. So that's where you get my hat. If there are more ways to get this stuff, it won't be so bad. But right now, I think it's just too much. 750 VC is too much right now, and I hope that comes down. But yeah, that's been my little rant tutorial showing you all the fittings. So, quick summary. If you put the same fitting on an Amethyst club, it'll start at +6, then you'll get 2 +5s, and then 2 +4s. You can still get the +30, but you need to put 1 of each type of fitting on to do that. A good way to do it, though, is to put 2 fittings of each, say on your irons or your wedges, then you can get a nice +11 to 2 stats, and then you can throw on another +6 fitting to add on top of that, giving you a +28 overall. Right, so here's where I ended up. I've done a lot of spending, a lot of Evoing. But here's my hickory bag, fully leveled. I did go just full power for the driver. Now I went 3 power fittings and then 1 contact and 1 swing path on the woods, which I quite like. It still gets my 3 wood going, 255. And then I get a little help of contact and swing path, which gets them nicely boosted for me. To 93 and 89. Lovely. For my irons, we have gone 2, like we did, like I showed actually, right? It was 2 contact fittings, 2 swing path, and that transition. I quite like that, where that's at now. For the wedges, we've left them with the mixed fittings on, 1 of each. So we got 1 contact, 1 transition, 1 swing path, 1 shaping, 1 arm, 1 leg, and a rhythm. And that gives us a nice little boost across the board for everything, which I like. For putting, I just went with, I went with the Scotty Cameron, right? Because we know that the one we get in the Battle Pass, the limited edition one, we don't want to be using that, right, for the Evo tools. So I kept my Scotty leveled up. I like the hickory putter, right, but I use this on all my builds. And we just went with 2 put contact to get that to 80, 1 rhythm to get that to 81, and then I just boosted my put path to get that to 55 to match my put weight. I think contact and rhythm are the most important stats for the putter. And yeah, that's my Amethyst build for right now. I'll give people a quick look at my stats. I don't think I've shown this in the video properly yet. This is my AP. Nice to have that high contact. Nice 75 correction. Swing paths at 87. We love. Put everything in shaping. Don't put a penny in recovery. And then we've still got, 70 transition, 78 rhythm. But the T skills with this boost power drive. I use it. I do. And then we go driver off a deck, full spinner. And we pretty much just move through everything else. We boost our pitch. We boost our approach, obviously, all the way. We just boost the flop and the super flop a little on the recovery. For bunker, we go through splash to get through power pick to get the pick. Now, I don't know if you need to like fully max pick out, but when you're playing a master and like every little degree matters, you know, why not boost it? And then we have chip maxed out, putt maxed out. We go through lag putt to get through Texas wedge to get the green reader boosted all the way. I know some people don't like this fully boosted, but I have more information the better. I don't have the new club, the new shot yet. We get that at level 25 on the clubhouse pass. But yeah, let's quickly show you. I know some people are asking where these new player cards are. If you go into my player, outfits, accessories, player cards, you can see I just got this new one, this meteor or whatever. And that will show up in ranked and on leaderboards and stuff. There's this one you can get from the clubhouse pass. And this one they've just added today for free. And then you do have one of each colour in 2K. Lovely. Well, yeah, that's been my thoughts on the Season 2 fittings, Evo tool tiers, and all that good stuff. I'll catch you soon. Thanks for watching.